in the hall. And we will be starting off with this fantastic session, ladies and gentlemen, a sense of pride for all of us. This is the keynote on the entrepreneurial success story of PRAN-RFL Group. And the keynote speaker is Mr. Ehsan Khan Chaudhary, Chairman and CEO, PRAN-RFL Group. He is here with us, and this is going to be a very exciting session. Before I request Mr. Ehsan Khan Chaudhary to come onto the stage, I will read out a few lines to introduce him. It's my privilege, in fact, to read out a few lines for him. Mr. Chaudhary initially studied in Dhaka, and later for higher studies, he went to USA, where he graduated from Wartburg College, Iowa in 1992. Mr. Chaudhary started his business career in the family real estate, food, plastic, and light engineering business. He worked in all the three fields and was extremely successful in making profitable deals for his company. Under his dynamic leadership, PRAN-RFL Group earned extensive acceptability and recognition in Bangladesh as well as globally in a short span of time. Today, it is the fastest growing corporate in Bangladesh, which contributes significantly to the socio-economic development of the country. Currently, the group has diversified interest in agro-processing, food and plastic, light engineering, textile, banking, etc. The group has its own production facilities in 16 different locations all over Bangladesh. And the group is directly employing over 110,000 people, and another 15 lakh people subsist of PRAN-RFL Group. Ladies and gentlemen, to hear more of the success story, please put your hands together to welcome, with a huge round of applause, Mr. Ehsan Khan Chaudhary, Chairman of PRAN-RFL Group. A hearty welcome to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, madam, for the good introduction. It's a wonderful thing to be here, and a wonderful thing to see many familiar faces here from Bangladesh. So it's becoming like a Bangladeshi get-together, it seems, in Kolkata. So keep up the good spirit. You know, one message before I get started with what I do, we Bangladeshis needs to be continually inspired by our visits to India. You know, we should utilize India with wonderful learning experience that India offers today, and with the scale of market, you know, like that India is able to offer. So before I get started, my compliments to Anandabajar Group, you know, for inviting me to be part of this program. It's an honor to come and share our experiences. But, you know, India has got enough entrepreneurship. They didn't need to call me all the way from Bangladesh. This morning when I was flying from Delhi after my trip, selling PRAN in the northern part of India last night, I figured, and I was reading an article, and I want to share that with many of you. I see many youngsters entering the room, so welcome, 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 and welcome. Because I was reading an article on a 25-year-old guy. You know, this Tafsir Bhai, this 25-year-old guy, his name is Mr. Agarwal. I do not know, have you seen these Oyo model hotels in India, right? You've seen it? Like, say, so this Oyo guy, and, you know, he comes and he builds up wonderful enterprise. And today, I think his valuations are in billions of dollars. So, you know, like, say, I feel if this Mr. Agarwal can do it, I'm sure many of you and many of us can do it. So do you agree? Do you agree? We want that yes to be very loud. Do we agree? Oh, perfect. So I think, like, so we agree, and I think my job here, my only sole purpose here, is to continue to motivate you. And you know, like, say that in our part of the world is developing very fast. There's a lot of poverty, and there's a lot of employment that have to be created. And I think the only way we can solve our problem is if we are able to be very, very clear-cut in our thinking, very good forward-looking. I think we will be able to solve our employment problem that we have in our part of the world. So with this, I will share with you. And before you get done, my only commitment from you is I want to listen to that yes in a more louder voice, right? Because my job is to motivate you. I want to see my performance, where we started and where we end, how loud the yes was. And by the time we get done, we have to make sure that yes has to be very, very loud. Agreed? Yes. Okay, perfect. So we are getting there. So success story of PRAN-RFL. PRAN-RFL is a small company out there in Bangladesh, started with a vision. And today we are still fulfilling that mission, faced many challenges. Like say the beautiful thing in our part of the world, we have many challenges, right? So, and we are infested with challenges, but nothing to worry, because when you have more challenge, the reward are also going to be higher. So risk and reward, hurdles and the rewards are always related. So the bigger the hurdle, better the reward. So when you have bigger hurdle, you always think about nothing to worry. Like say PRAN is a doctorate. I have given myself a self-proclaimed doctorate. My job is to fix any problem that arises, so I can deal with any type of problem. So, like say I've dealt with my car broke down on the way to the Delhi airport this morning. Nothing to worry. You raise your hand, car stops, and you go. And the car doesn't stop. You start walking and start running. You'll also get to to your the destination. The vision I was telling you, the business was started by my father many years ago. Many of you, how many of you are entrepreneur by now already? How many of you entrepreneurs? Anybody raise hand? Okay, 1, 2, 3, okay, good. And how many still studying, educating, still working in corporates today? Okay, good. So excellent. So those are the people that I'm targeting to, because if you are a student, if you are still working, you are like my father, because my father was a military officer. I always compare, when I get to see a young college graduate, I always try to compare the college graduate with my father, because my father always knew left, right, left, right, left, right, because he was a military guy. And he was a very good military guy. He did very well for himself, and he really, decided to have a second career after his military job. So father was there, and he always wanted to see that what can I do after my military career. So he decided that, I'm a very patriotic guy in Bangladesh Army. So I want to continue to do my patriotism. And like many of you as students, one of the biggest challenge that we have in our part of the world is how we employ people. So we created a business only to employ many people in days to come. But my father started the business to create employment for Bangladeshis, but my job is to take this employment creation to everywhere in the world. So my father never said that you only could employ Bangladeshis, but now I'm happy to say that we employ close to about 1,500 people in India, right? So, and our business continues to grow. And I would say that in your lifetime, for sure, inshallah, and inshallah, PRAN-RFL will be a bigger company in India in days to come. So please pray for us in your journey. So this is our corporate mission. Poverty and hunger are curses. Our aim is to generate employment, earn dignity and self-respect for our compatriots through profitable enterprises. I'm very happy to see how India is evolving. There was a time when, like say, we in India, we could not afford to travel in many places. But today, like say, I'm so happy to see when I enter Calcutta airport, the airport is full. The flights are there. Even the pilot says that by traffic jam at jonno bodhoi lando korte parbo na. So I'm very happy that that type of thing happens in India. When you get to Delhi airport, the pilot says sometimes they take you to a circle. The pilot cannot land because you've got an emerging middle class. And again, like say that poverty and hunger are curses. Our aim is to generate employment, earn dignity and self-respect, so that we are able to create more Agarwal like Oyo in India, right? So, and we are able to take our companies forward. So how we started very small. Like say similar like Oyo, we decided to put up a dhalai call. Like say many of you could be from Howrah. Like say we came and my father decided to get his inspiration. As soon as he retired from the army, he came to the biggest destination of his business in City of Joy in Calcutta. He started walking in the streets of Howrah, trying to see how we can make hand pumps. That was our business, the first business that we started. And we put a factory not very far from you. We put up a factory in Malda, near Malda. Like say in Shiliguri, that area, we have got a factory in the northern part of the country where we started our foundry, and we decided that we'll start working with the foundry and try to take the business forward. Then we decided to put up another venture which is called PRAN, which is the life of many Bangladeshis, and I'm sure it's life of many people around the world today. And PRAN is again a business that was established to value add to the agriculture of the country. So our job was to see how we can take the fruit from the farmers, value add, and export all over the world. So that's our business model. I joined my father's business with a simple mandate. Like say, I always target high. So like you, very of you are students. So in life, you got to be targeting very high. There is no becoming second. You always got to target the number one. So how we have to become like Oyo of Mr. Agarwal. That should be our destination. If Oyo can do it, you can do better. That's the belief that you need to have. So my goal was to help my father My father was a very, very good man, so I decided that I'll finish my graduation and decide to come back and help my father. So when you want to be an entrepreneur, you burn all your boats. So I decided to burn all my boats living in America. So I graduated. The day I graduated, I just came back, took the flight, come to Bangladesh, and forgot that I ever went to study in the US. Because, when you have too many options in life, you don't tend to really, really put all your efforts in entrepreneurship. And business, whether you are talking about PRAN when it started, or whether it's talking about PRAN, which is today almost like 25-year-old company, business will always remain extremely challenging. And more the challenge, better the reward. And God is constantly, Bhagavan is constantly testing you. So don't worry for that. When Bhagavan tests you, the rewards are going to be even better. So please be at it and continue to prosper in days to come. So today, PRAN-RFL, like I said already, the introduction has been given. We are in food and beverage. We are in PVC, light engineering, many, many things we do. So one of the quiz for you, so go down and see what we don't do. And please come back if you kindly find something যে ভাই আপনি তো মনে হয় বরফির মিষ্টিটা বানান নাই এই বরফির মিষ্টিটাও কিন্তু আমরা এবার বাংলাদেশে গিয়ে বানিয়ে ফেলবো so please continue to inspire us. We continue, like say I'm constantly seeing what are the new things that we can introduce coming in from India to Bangladesh so that we are able to take our countries forward and employ many people in days to come. Many, many farmers we interact, many, many people that we interact, and the story continues to grow. So today we want to say, like say 8.5 billion people on a yearly basis consume a PRAN product. We are in 141 countries in the world. So our goal is, like say we people from our part of the world are extremely strong. Sometimes, we people from this part of the world, we do not know how strong we are, how competitive we are. I really, really respect the guy who was presenting for Jharkhand. And Jharkhand is a wonderful state. I have been there selling PRAN. And I'm sure someday PRAN will also operate in Jharkhand because if you're producing in Jharkhand, Jharkhand has the agricultural resource that can really, really be exported to all over the world. And we are there in 141 countries in the world. And I am going to target that before my life comes to an end, when I have to say goodbye and meet God so that I can start food processing business in heaven, I have to go and continue to make sure that I cover rest of the few countries that is there in the world today to be covered. So I think that's our thing. Factories, factories are meant to be fulfilling a purpose. United States has a population of 350 million people. We have got 160, right? And India put together, we have got close to almost like 1.5 billion people live in a beautiful Indian subcontinent that we have. With Bangladesh, Pakistan, India put together, this is probably the biggest market that you can ever have. So I would say if Americans are boasting that how big a market we have, we must say that we have a bigger market because we are 3 times the population of that part of the world. So yesterday I was seeing, like say whether there are more people traveling in Delhi or there are more people traveling in New York City. And today I'm very happy to tell you that with the same amount of money, an Indian is also spending almost like $100 per ticket to travel into an aircraft. I would say that same number of people are traveling in the US versus in India. So I'm sure this consumption that we are going to create will create many factories in our part of the world. And it will happen in Bangladesh, it will happen in India, it will happen in our neighboring countries. And that's the beauty because we will make sure that we want to eradicate poverty from the face of the universe. We want to say that all Indians should have enough to eat. All Bangladeshis should be able to improve their livelihood so that they can live a wonderful life, just the way I was living in Delhi when I was there, enjoying myself in a middle-class Delhi family last night. So wonderful. So wonderful factories. I'm happy to say that today we have got operating 2 factories in India. I've got a factory now operating in Kolani. I've got a factory in Agartala. And my days to come, every state of India should have a factory of PRAN because the food processing industry will continue to grow. And there is no reason why we should not be able to grow because the potential is so great. And I'm sure with the talent that we have, my job when I come to, like say my people, my friends from PricewaterhouseCoopers are here. So I would say that when you are sitting here, one of the things that you can do sitting in Calcutta, because Calcutta has got a pool of resource that we can really, really take help from in Bangladesh. So my job is, if I'm able to tap into the Indian talent into Bangladesh, I will be a factor that nobody can compete with me in the rest of the world. So I would say that with your talent, I want to create a model and I want to create an ecosystem that we are able to become the strongest corporate in the face of the universe with the help of the Indian management that is currently helping with us in many of the corporates going forward. So again, like say beautiful factories, beautiful things, beautiful entity that we are able to create, big factories because, our products can be consumed by Aam Janata. right? So Jonathan likes our product, and we want to produce something that people can really, really enjoy. I don't want to produce something that people only see in the windows. So what does PRAN produce? PRAN produces something that you need on a daily basis. We produce plastics, we produce PVC, we are the largest manufacturer of PVC products probably in Southeast Asia today. We produce a lot of bikes, we produce a lot of electronic products. So many, many products we produce. Why we produce? Because when you produce a product, it really, really employs a lot of people. When we produce, we are able to sell the products everywhere in the world we go, and the business keeps on going. In food area, we produce many, many food products. Like, say, you can imagine the many, many products that we produce. And like now, my new business is producing khichuri. Because, in Bangladesh, if everybody knows khichuri, right? Biryani khichuri, So Bangladesh, dada, apni jokhon jaben, one of your biggest challenges when you're going to eat in Bangladesh is too expensive. So when I was comparing Bangladesh with Delhi last night, I was finding Dhaka city to be more expensive than city of Delhi, which is the capital of India, which is unfair. So my goal is that in my lifetime, I'll come sure that when you come as a guest to Bangladesh, you are able to enjoy a Bangladeshi khichuri when you come to Dhaka. So please have your confidence in PRAN so that I get ready with my khichuri. Right? So these are the products that we do. I produce instant noodle, I produce pasta. Whether you're an Italian or a Chinese, it doesn't make a difference. As long as it makes business for me, I'm there, and I'll try to make sure that we'll there. But again, the journey was started very small. And journey is always very small. So, I really like what the Jharkhand guy was saying. He's saying that he's going to give 8,500 rupees to a guy who he wants to foster so that they are able to develop entrepreneurship. It's all in your mind. It's all in your thought. When PRAN started, we never knew what Bhagavan has for us. It's only Bhagavan who helped PRAN to become where the PRAN has come today. I could have never imagined. I'm sure if you talk to Mr. Agarwal of Oyo, he can never tell you that he never thought that Oyo would become such a success story in the world. And that's all the beauty of entrepreneurship. So I compliment Anandu Bazar Patrika to invite people like here to give hopes to people so that we can foster entrepreneurship in days to come. So PRAN started small, and our goal was to take the products everywhere in the world. And our goal now today, like say that when we get nervous to compete with people in the world, nothing to be nervous because we are very competitive. And I know how difficult and how complicated, how hardworking you are as a nation so that we are able to take our nations forward and we are able to continue to grow in our part of the world. We are very active, like say that I was talking to my guys, so please don't miss out visiting my PRAN pavilions and PRAN-RFL pavilion, which is going to be coming in your trade fair, just knocking in your door. We have got 27 booths for you in Bangladesh, and we have got about 11 for you in Bengal. And PRAN's desire that we want to be a bigger company in India than what we are in Bangladesh today. And with your consumption and with your good support, I'm sure we can continue to do it and we can continue really, really to grow our business in days to come. We are very active. We are so active that our customers continue to get tired of us. Like say, there are doors that have continually knocked for 10 years to get new customers. But I want to tell you something that, if you continue to fight for it, you will always get it. And when we are from Bangladesh, India, and Pakistan, like say, we are extremely competitive as a nation, and we have got to offer a lot to the world. So we are continually very, very successful in days to come. You'll always get recognition. But recognition is not important. Like say, even if you don't get your recognition, continue to bat it, because one day you will become better than Oyo, Mr. Agarwal, right? So I would say that's the way to do it. How did we do it? Market was always there. Market is always there. I feel, like say innovation. Like say you thought that Mr. Einstein is finished, all the innovation is finished. But today I think Google, today I think Facebook, today I think LinkedIn are better innovation than many of the innovation that has been in the past. And there will be innovations after innovation which will give opportunity for people like you to continue to be better corporate citizens. You will be able to create entrepreneurship and we'll be able to grow. So work very hard, take a lot of risk, because don't listen to the bankers, listen to me. I like say nothing about the bankers here, so please don't feel bad. But like say that people will always tell you 101 things why the ideas can fail. But listen to the guy who is from Jharkhand and go to his state and get into an entrepreneurship type of business, because my father put our last bit of resource, which is my mother's property that we had, and our goal was to mortgage that property and start the business of PRAN. So, that's how we started. So continue to take your risk, continue to take it forward, and I'm sure Bhagavan has a lot of mercy on you so that your business entities will be very successful. Market was always very good in our part of the world, and today, like I say that when I come to India, our sale continues to grow because the market is so good and Indian consumers are constantly supporting us. So I'm very grateful to you on behalf of 100,000 people from Bangladesh, on behalf of 1,500 people in India who are taking PRAN-RFL as their livelihood to work. And we kept on growing. Our learnings, hard work pays, because, like say, one thing that I feel that you can't beat me is working hard. So, so I work very hard and I try to make sure that I take a lot of risk. Sometimes my friends tell me that you take so much of risk because risk, reward is always related. And today, like say, if I want to see PRAN as the biggest food company in the world, I'm sure we have to continue to grow and really, really work very hard. And again, like say that, you will always find opportunities to sell out and make a lot of money, go back and sell your company. But that's not how PRAN thinks. We are always offered from MNCs to sell, but we always try to see how we can really, really continue to grow and take the business forward. Sky is the limit. Like say if Mr. Agarwal can do it, and if many other entrepreneurs here in India have been able to do it, I'm sure we can do it too. I get a lot of inspiration from our neighbor here in Haldiram. Like say, if you look at the penetration of Haldiram, Haldiram beats all records anywhere in the world. If you look at the presence of Haldiram snacks in any of these outlets in India, it's remarkable. So now we continue to get inspired by people like us and continue to go forward. Dream big. That's the same thing that Mr. Oyo was telling us, that dream big if you want to really, really grow. I think that, like I said, that you have to dream big and continue to take your business forwards. And make sure that every entrepreneur, every person that is working in your company has your same dream. So, you as an owner, it's not enough for you to have a corporate thinking of an entrepreneurial thinking. Everybody in your company has to have the thinking of a salesperson. Everybody has to have a thinking of an owner. So if we at PRAN, we always believe that I don't hire employees. I always hire owners. And I try to make sure that I give the same sort of ownership, same sort of participation to our people so that we are able to take our business forward. And everybody should have a common goal and, like say, the business has to go. And last but not the least, if others can, we can too. And, God has been kind that I was born in a beautiful part of the world called the Indian subcontinent. And now our goal is to continue to take our mission forward. And the world should know how beautiful, how creative, how hardworking people are in this part of the world, and really, really, like say, business has to go. So with this, my compliments to Anandabajar Group. Thank you very much for having us here. My compliments to every one of you. Now, my last question. Are you ready to be a good entrepreneur? Yes! Sure, bhai? Yeah. Alhamdulillah. So thank you very much with your participation. I think it made my day that I've been able to at least give you a thought of an entrepreneurship in your mind. So I think it really made my day. So thank you very much for listening to me.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hasan Khan Chaudhary. It's always a pleasure to hear you speak. This is the second time around that I heard you speak, and I'm sure, please give him a big round of applause. Huge round of applause, huge success story. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
May I request Mr. K.K. Mahapatra, Organizing Secretary and Head Infocom ABP Private Limited, to kindly come forward and present a memento to Mr. Hasan Khan Chaudhary. Thank you very much, sir, for your precious time with us during this session.